Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Big day tomorrow as former FBI Director James Comey is scheduled to testify about Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election.
He's also set to address in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee tomorrow whether any of President Trump's campaign associates were involved. Today, the committee released Comey's 7-page opening statement. Reporter Mola Lenghi has the latest from Capitol Hill.
In his opening statement, former FBI Director James Comey says he kept notes about 3 in-person and 6 telephone meetings he had with President Trump. Comey says 7 days after the inauguration, the president invited him to a one-on-one dinner. Comey says the president said, "I need loyalty. I expect loyalty. I didn't move, speak, or change my facial expression in any way during the awkward silence that followed. We simply looked at each other in silence." Comey says their next encounter came 3 weeks later in the Oval Office. The president cleared the room after a scheduled counterterrorism briefing so he could speak with Comey alone. It was then that Comey says President Trump said, "I want to talk about Mike Flynn, the national security advisor he fired the day before for lying to the vice president about his contacts with a Russian diplomat." Comey says the president said, "I hope you can see your way clear to letting this go, to letting Flynn go. He's a good guy." I replied only, "He is a good guy." The White House insists this is not a truthful or accurate portrayal of the conversation. Comey says he shared that information with FBI leadership and asked Attorney General Jeff Sessions to prevent any future direct communications with the president. Then, a month and a half later, Comey says the president called me at the FBI. He described the Russia investigation as a cloud that was impairing his ability to act on behalf of the country. He said he had nothing to do with Russia, had not been involved with hookers in Russia. He asked what we could do to lift the cloud. Comey says he reassured the president that he was not personally under investigation.
The president's personal lawyer said in a statement he's pleased that Comey confirmed that Trump was not under investigation and that the president, quote, feels completely and totally vindicated. Valley News Live will have a link up on our homepage for Comey's testimony tomorrow. The proceedings begin at 9 a.m. and we'll be live streaming it through our website, valleynewslive.com.
Another twist to the uncertain future of Romo's restaurants locally. Owner Rodolfo Romo was reported missing by his family last Friday. We had his cell phone number and tried reaching out to him, but the call goes straight to voicemail. Yesterday, we reported on all 3 of Romo's restaurants being closed. One of the locations had a sign saying that due to maintenance, we're closed today. Other than that, no reason was given for the closings.
A man was driving through South Fargo when warning lights started signaling and smoke poured out from under the hood of his car. He quickly pulled over into the parking lot of Travel, got out and called the fire department. By the time firefighters arrived, the car was in flames. Crews were able to quickly get it under control, and there were no injuries in the incident. The cause of the fire is not known yet, but an investigation is underway.
Another man has been charged in a scam connecting North Dakota with Jamaica. The U.S. Marshals Service charged the man with participating in an international organized crime advance fee lottery scam, which defrauded U.S. residents of nearly $6 million. Gregory Gooden was arrested in Kingston, Jamaica. He's one of 15 defendants charged federally with international wire mail fraud and money laundering following the investigation based in North Dakota.
The Sheriff's Department in Bozeman, Montana has confirmed they found the body of a North Dakota man who was reported missing outside West Yellowstone. Crews have been searching for 42-year-old Mike Peterson of Bismarck since Sunday. They found him late Tuesday morning in Beaver Creek. Authorities think he may have tried to cross it and was swept away by the current. They are still trying to determine the cause and manner of death.
Police in Williston, North Dakota are still investigating after a man was found dead in a parking lot on the campus of Williston State College. Investigators say 27-year-old Thomas Ober of Williston died of an apparent drug overdose. He was found in a car parked on the Williston State College campus yesterday morning. EMS crews responded, and the man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say that they are waiting for an autopsy report before releasing the type of drug.
We now know the funeral arrangements for a man who died from injuries during a fight in downtown Fargo last month. Visitation for Jaime Gran will be Monday, June 12th from 5 to 7 at Bulger Funeral Home, with a prayer service to follow at 7 p.m. Grant's funeral will take place Tuesday, June 13th at 10:30 in the morning at Saints Anne and Joachim Catholic Church in Fargo.
This has been opening day for Happy Harry's Ribfest at the Fargo Dome. Huge crowds are expected as usual, with alcohol fueling a fight resulting in a man's death this past week in Fargo. We wondered what steps are being taken to keep things from getting out of hand there. After all, beer and several other alcoholic beverages are available for purchase. Police have uniformed and plainclothes officers at the event looking for underage drinkers. The Fargo Dome also tells us the same rules apply inside their building and outside on their property. Purchasers are allowed only 2 beers at a time, and there are policies in place for servers to refuse serving anyone visibly intoxicated.
Tell them that if you're uncomfortable serving that person, then you should either contact your supervisor or a security person and make sure the situation's handled appropriately.
Ribfest will run through the weekend and until 11 p.m. each night.
Incredible video of a tornado west of Hatton, North Dakota today. Thankfully, nobody was hurt and there wasn't much damage, but the man who shot this, Jesse Bai, says he was a few hundred feet away at the time. He wasn't even sure it was a tornado at the time, but now his video has gone viral.
When I was coming down the road, I thought it was going to turn back. It looked like it was going to turn back at me. And so then I figured, gosh, I should maybe turn around. But then I saw it turn to the north and east, so I figured, well, it's going away from me then.
Bai says he stayed in his truck and watched it dissipate to the northeast. A lot of excitement for a day on the tractor.
While there weren't any tornadoes in Fargo, the emergency sirens did go off, and that confused some people in the area.
Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson looked into why the alarms were tested at the same time severe weather hit northern parts of the state.
It's no secret that these sirens go off the first Wednesday of the month around 1 p.m. to double check that they work in case of an emergency. But when they went off today in Fargo for testing, it was confusing for some because a tornado warning was active in Grand Forks at the same time. And this tornado was also brewing in Hatton, North Dakota.
And then the sirens start going off. You know, we're like, okay.
Lynn Erickson Voorhees was watching the radar on her phone to see if Fargo was going to get any severe weather. It looked clear to her, but the sirens made her think twice. And others who commented on our Facebook page were trying to figure out what was going on. Some saying they were upset by it.
So I can understand that there would be people that don't have the apps or any kind of a notification on Facebook or anything like that. You know, they're going to be going, what the heck? Why are the sirens going off, not thinking?
Fargo's emergency manager tells us if there's severe weather in Fargo or Moorhead, they'll cancel the siren testing. However, there's no policy in place if there are threats elsewhere. After we told them about some people's concerns, they say they'll probably look into creating a policy, something Erickson Voorhees says is a good idea.
They need to come up with some kind of a policy. They could have set out a reminder that they would be testing earlier.
In Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Beltrami County Emergency Management canceled their siren testing today. They posted about it on Facebook, citing the threat of funnel clouds and severe weather.